What is up, Watch fam? Welcome to RANT&H. I actually didn't know what I was going to do, what I was going to rant about last night. Luckily, Piaget had a new release. They released the new Polo S. I like Piaget. I actually love Piaget for their vintage models. I think that they're ugly. I think they're awful. I think that they're gold and heavy gold ones with the, tiger's eye and all the, the green stones. They're ridiculous. They're super gaudy. I mean, put the ad for the Piaget Polo, the original one, the sports watch one. I mean, look at that. I mean, they legitimately are the epitome, more so than the dating, right, of 60s and 70s gaudy, in-your-face, gold awfulness. That's kind of cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that they should, not evolve. I still think that that is what, embodies them. So they released this Polo S, and what does it look like to you? I mean, it's not a Piaget. Is it either Aquanaut or is it a Nautilus? People are having a debate about it. And that's ridiculous to have a luxury company, pricing something, give or take $10,000, that is basically just a ripoff of somebody else. I mean, how close is the closest Patek, boutique to the Piaget boutique in Manhattan? 4-minute walk, just skip over and compare them. It's ridiculous. I'm okay with the homage world, right? There are plenty of people on YouTube and in the watch world that dig homages, right? Like Steinhardt and all those kinds of brands. And I'm cool with that because they are not selling you anything, elaborate. They're just saying basically, hey, we increased the case size of a Rolex sub by 2 millimeters, and we kind of, not really made it our own, but made it affordable. And I'm cool with that. Like, actually, I think that's awesome. But when you're doing it at 10 grand, I feel like you owe the consumer more. I feel like you owe the $10,000 consumer, creativity. When you're buying a watch, right? You're buying build construction, you're buying name, and you're buying design. Those are like the three things, apart from, retail space and all that, your salesman, like when the actual watch. It's those three things. So I feel like at $10,000, you're kind of starting to hit the trifecta. Like, you really want to get all of those things, not starting. You really should be hitting that much lower. It should have the complete picture. And to steal the design, to take out 1/3 of what I think you should be doing and say, you know what, we're just going to go and just steal the Patek thing, that to me is kind of just lame. And you owe your consumer more than that. And I think that the consumers, should recognize that they are more than that. And it's funny because I genuinely think that their dials are better. I think that the Piaget dials that came out yesterday are really cool. And that to me shows that they have so much potential in design. They really know how to kind of spice things up and make them more fun. And they took the easy way out, and it makes it hurt even more. Don't get me wrong, it's a significantly more aggressive price point than the watch it's copying. Aquanaut with the bracelet's probably somewhere in the 20,000s. The Nautilus 5711 is above that. Maybe that's their value prop. We're giving you the same look, the same feel, the same design for half the price. Yeah, and I know that this is common business. It's a huge thing to have an international brand ambassador, but really, I like Ryan Reynolds. I think Deadpool is awesome. They get more press and they get more publication because Ryan Reynolds is there. So I do get it in a fundamental, I understand why they're doing it way. I understand why Ryan Reynolds, a really good looking actor, would be the model for Piaget. That I get. But what the fuck does a brand ambassador mean? I wish the best for Piaget. I really do. I genuinely hope that Piaget becomes one of the luxury companies that steals more and more market share in the next 5 years, mostly because they're underdogs, and I'm big on underdogs. But I think that they really do put a lot of time and a lot of effort into their watches. Piaget has impressive watches. The Altiplano. I think it's a brilliant watch. Not only is the movement just incredibly thin and sleek, I think the dial configuration is really conservative and clean. I think that they execute it really well. I love them. They have so much room for growth because they make great watches. I think their style is incredible, and they really could be the go-to dress watch company. I think that they should be tapping in a little bit into what they did, in the vintage world, because it is so unique. I think it's kind of foolish to abandon that, jump ship onto a Patek thing. Maybe they can kind of pay respect to that old style, that old Piaget, but not necessarily influencing their product line. Maybe every year Piaget could issue, a very small production like the Cartier Privé collection of vintage-inspired pieces. Draw the inspiration from the photos we pulled up before. Kind of just really funky, a little bit gaudy, very 70s watches. Not only would it achieve the marketing point where, like, you know, all the big blogs would talk about it and it'd be really cool for consumers to see, they would sell. I think there are customers out there are consumers that have interest in owning a kind of ugly watch because they kind of guiltily love it in its historic sense. So I think that's the way they need to take their company in order to really kind of garner some momentum and get some serious respect on the street. There is a lot of room for growth here, and like I said, bringing in that line would do a lot for them. Thank you guys for watching Rant&H. What did you guys think about the Piaget Polo S? Shoot me an email. Like us on Facebook. Please go ahead and do that right now. It's very important to me that our Facebook kind of gets a little bit more following and gets a little bit more attention. So please like us on Facebook if you enjoyed or didn't enjoy the video. But I'll see you guys tomorrow on Ask T&H.